All right, I'd like to welcome you to track 2, the Wild West Showdown, where we're going to feature the D-Bombers against the Rose City Rollers Rosebuds. I'm the Norwegian Persuasion.
I am Double Odd Buck. Wow, this is a pretty hot microphone, isn't it? I'm trying to not hold it right up to my face as I scream at you in the audience. I apologize. Norwegian Persuasion, introduce us to the girls in yellow.
I would be so happy to bring out right now the Kitsap Derby Brats D-Bombers. Number 106, Allison Wonderslam. Number 115, Champagne. Number 13, Holly Palooza. Number 17, Red Rager. 247, Tally Whacker. 25, Quarter Pounder. 26, Gizmo. Number 33, Aqua Knock You Out. Number 5, Lil Mean Sunshine. Number 626, Chrissy Carnage. 71, Stabby Gabby. 78, Destruction. 84, Chaos. And number 888, Gain Slayer.
All right, those are the local ladies out here tonight, all the way from Kitsap, which is where we are right now. But right about now, we're going to talk about Rose City, the Rosebuds, up from Oregon. It's a whole nother state, folks, in case you were wondering about that. I'm talking about number 0, Slamnesia. 17, Jesus Feist. 1701, Kaijuk. 208, Small Fox. 22, Irreverent Pixie. 241, Painbow Fright. 423, Fatality. Number 50, Bratmobile. 531, Little Bunny Bruise You. Number 6, Smacky Kennedy. 626, Wikipedia. 711, Wendigo Kill'em. 76, King Doom Hearts. 777, Rolls Mary's Baby. Number 80, Tempest Fugit. 89, Big Mac. 96, Pain Forest. 97, Root of All Evil. And A6, Sunny Demolition. Folks, these are the Rose City Rosebuds.
I'll tell you what, Double Up Buck, I'm excited for this bout. We got a team that traveled all the way up from Portland. It's about a local team Gone Good, who's won, I believe, every bout they've had this weekend, the Kitsap Derby Brats. This is going to be exciting. I use that term junior derby lightly because these girls hit hard and skate fast. You're going to see a lot of points up on the board tonight.
That's right. We always like to reiterate the fact that during the showdown, we try not to use the phrase the future of roller derby because this is the now of roller derby. I mean, you look at these girls skate, oh my goodness. And we've heard this before. It's almost a cliche now that you've got junior derby leagues skating with and against adult derby leagues. We're seeing plays out here. I was watching about not too long ago today. We had multiple star passes, and they were extremely well executed star passes. In fact, there was one amazingly done. We didn't even see it happen. She seamlessly transitioned from jammer to blocker, and it was almost impossible to see it happen for everybody, opposite team included.
You know, sometimes watching a star pass be attempted in an adult league, attempted I say, because it doesn't always happen, it doesn't always come to fruition, but these juniors, they just don't know any better. They're just like, I can do anything. Let me just make it happen right now. Boom. What, jump the apex? No problem.
That's right, yeah.
Point A to point B. Let me land it and get 5 points.
They can teach us how to program our VCRs and do star passes at the same time. No fear on the flat track by any of these ladies.
Just a quick reminder, tonight's bout is brought to you by a few wonderful sponsors out here. Let's take one for example, Fast Girl Skates. We have a booth right in the corner. If you like what you see on the track, if you want to try it out for yourself, you can go down to fastgirlskates.com, anywhere in the World Wide Web, and get yourself all the gear necessary to get set up to try out your feet in the roller derby world. fastgirlskates.com.
I'd also like to remind everybody, I realize this is a juniors bout, but I feel as though I have to bring this up. There may be some parents or grandparents in the audience who might enjoy a frosty beverage at some point during tonight's festivities. That's entirely possible. Upstairs in the mezzanine level, in the opening of this pavilion at the very front, there's an upstairs level, that's the mezzanine, and there is Toad House Beer Garden going on right now. you can go up there and get yourself a nice frosty beverage should you see fit to do so. And if you're not at this venue, go ahead and head on over to the Toad House with the best pizza and the most beer around. They've got well over 100 beers from around the world, and you want to check them out at 1405 Northeast McWilliams Road.
All right, looks like we're going to get this game started. Line it up on the jammer line for the first jam of this bout this evening. We got number 33, Aqua Knock You Out for Kitsap Derby Brats up against 1701, Kaijuki for Portland Rosebuds.
Both jammers out and right into their respective packs. Their opposing skaters doing a great job of throwing them down. And it's Kaijuk with the nod. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, and I apologize for that, but she is skating the way nonetheless as your lead jammer.
We're going to figure that out as we go. Right now we got Kaijuki fighting her way to the back of the pack right now, looking for a window of opportunity to get through and pick up some points. She is lead jammer, so that gives her the option to call off the jam at any time. That is the advantage of picking up that lead.
Look at here right off the bat. We've got some smart heads-up derby here. Jammers being fully aware of where their opposing jammer is in relation to them, calling it off, but there was a great second effort there by Kitsap to get 1 point on the board.
Right now putting the star on for KDB, we got number 84, Chaos, going up against, it looks like, Tempest Fugit. I'd say the other pronunciation.
Yeah, I think it's Fugit. We'll go with Tempest Fugit, and she has a great jump off the line. Look at that, right in and out of that pack, and she skates away as your lead jammer, followed closely by Chaos, of course, who's looking to score some points of her own.
Just a quick reminder, this is a family show, so no matter what your name is, I may mispronounce it.
That's right.
On purpose.
That's right. Speaking of a family show, if you are watching this show online, welcome to the interwebs. If you haven't been watching the rest of the festivities during the Wild West Showdown 2014, we welcome you in to watch some amazing bouting here on the juniors. Track number 2, Kitsap Derby Brats versus the Rose City Rosebuds, brought to you by Blaze Streaming Media.
If you are just joining us, you might be new to roller derby. So these first few jams, why don't you pay attention to the skater with a star on their helmet? That's the jammer. This skater is the one that's going to put points on the board for you. Coming out of the gate quick, we got Painbow Fright from the Portland Rose City Rollers picking up lead jammer. Aqua Knock You Out, having a little trouble getting through the defense, finding her way out for her initial pass.
Jesus Feist taking a trip to the penalty box. She's joined by Slamnesia, and it's going to be a light pack here for the girls in purple. Rose City Rosebuds going to want to see what they can do on defense this time.
That's right, pack advantage heavy going to KDB. Kitsap Derby Brats putting on the line Holly Palooza, number 13, going up against 1701 Kaijuki one more time.
That was the 5-second warning until time to derby starts again. And there it is. There's the whistle. Watch both these. My goodness. Holly Palooza there with an amazing jump off the line. She makes it through and is not your lead jammer. That was a no pass, no penalty. That's going to cost her lead jammer position. Not going to send her to the box. Not a big enough infraction for that. And there we go. We had Kaijuki calling it off, but maybe not fast enough exactly. That was 4 points for Kitsap Derby Brats, actually. A little bit of a miscommunication there enabled Kitsap to come up with the nod. 4-point pass.
Great strategy being played by both teams right now. That lead jammer status gives you the opportunity to call off the jam at any time. It's a strategic position. You can call it off defensively or offensively. If you see that other jammer coming up to put some points on the board and you call off the jam, it keeps the opposing team from putting any points on their scorecard. Right now we got number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, getting knocked out by number 241, Painbow Fright, giving the Rose City Rollers Rosebuds, number 531, Little Bunny Bruzy, the opportunity to pick up lead jammer status.
Now Aqua Knock You Out skating on through, looking to score some of those points for the girls in yellow right now. I lost Painbow Fright for a moment there, but then she wildly calling off the jam. Picked her up again on turn 2. Looks like we did have 1 point scored for Aqua Knock You Out there.
All right, number 115, Dawn on the Star for the first time tonight for the Kitsap Derby Brats D-Bombers. She's going to skate up against number 80, Tempest Fugit. Tempest Fugit, maybe.
There, I think that's the way.
For the Rose City Rollers. We'll call it that. How about that?
We're gonna try and keep it PG-13 or better here, folks. You may have to help us out. We're getting on in the tournament here on the announcers table.
Champagne meeting up with that Rose City Rollers defense, trying to find her way out. She breaks through. Looks like she's going to pick up lead jammer status.
Had a little pivot on outside pack ref action there. Always like to see that. Quarter pounder making her presence felt on the officiating side of things.
Champagne getting passed up by number 80, Tempest Fugit. Calls off the jam before she can put any more points on the board. All right, number 33, Aqua Knock You Out. Dawn of the Star once again for the Kitsap Derby Brats D-Bombers. Rose City Rollers Rosebuds going to field 1701 Kaijuki one more time. Whistle's blown and the action starts. They're both looking for a line to break through and pick up that lead jammer status. 1701 Kaijuki's going to do it first. Breaking through, getting lead jammer on the outside. Number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, doing what you can to stay inside the track, getting hit. Blown by number 17, Jesus Feist, but she's going to break through for her initial pass.
And that's Kaijuk. Kaijuk with a big shoulder check, trying to get through, and she calls it off.
Nice strategic move by Kaijuk. Getting 2 points on the board before Aqua Knock You Out can put one up there too.
Looks like Painbow Fright gets the jammer star again. She's going up against Chaos. Chaos brought her own cheering section. That's always handy. Vita Loca, also a derby girl. Her mother on the sidelines right now. But it's all about the flat track here as Chaos takes off and runs right into a wall of purple up front. She's juking and jiving her way through, trying to find that lane that's going to give her some daylight to get through this pack. Painbow Fright looks like she's making her way up there too, but this is a fast pack. Tempest Fugit with a great assisting block there, and that's going to let Painbow Fright get the lead jammer's position.
That's right, Chaos still looking for a line on the outside. She's getting bumped around a little bit out there by number 97, Root of All Evil.
Rosebud's not messing around here. In and out of that pack and calling it off. 4 points. That's as clean as it gets.
Once again, we got number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, Dawn of the Star for the KDB Kitsap Derby Brats, going up against 1701 Kaijuk.
There it goes. Aqua Knock You Out, putting his shoulder in and then looking for that inside line. But is Kaijuk going to end up with the nod as she is her lead jammer skating away for the girls in purple? A slight margin of a lead here. 2 points separates these two teams with about 22 minutes left to go in the first period.
Two impressively equally matched teams out here right now. I mean, we've got, what, a 5-point difference between this two in 10 minutes?
Slow down, Professor. 1, 2, yeah, okay, 5. I'll sign off on that, sure.
5-point deficit by KDB. They're fielding Hollypalooza to try to make that up. Going up against number 80, Tempest Fugit.
With some great blocking there right at the end of that jam. Chrissy Carnage came in with a great positional advantage, should I say a great shoulder check at the end of that jam that opened up and held up Rosebuds for just a few short seconds. It's all what it's about on defense. Just holding up the jammer even for a few seconds could make the difference between a huge jam and just a small points lead. Right now, Tempest Fugit, though, is looking to make this a huge points lead as she skates away from this pack in the open field. And now making contact with the pack, but unseen. On her way on the inside line, ninja'd her way right through that pack. 4 more points for the girls in purple. And Rose City continues to extend their lead.
Chipping away at that lead. They're putting points on the board. calling off the jam before the KDB has an opportunity to get any out there. It's pretty impressive. Good strategy on their part. If you haven't done so already, why don't you swing over to the Smack Shack? We got a booth set up over here on the sidelines. You can get everything you need to get set up to join these girls on the track. Smack Shack.
Jesus Feist up there beating that last line of defense, and opening up for lead jammer position. Aqua Knock You Out having a little bit of a heck of a time, but finally finding that inside line and breaking free into the open track. Jesus Feist now on the outside, back to the inside, pirouetting and calling it off. That was some fancy footwork, people. 4 points, keeping it in bounds.
Some fast-paced action out there right now in this junior roller derby bout. Looks like we're going to field Kaijuk one more time.
She'll be going up against Chaos.
Whistles blown and the action starts. They're both looking for a line to break through, pick up lead jammer status. Chaos having a jump over number 7-11. Wendigo kill him. She gets knocked to the ground early on. Chaos back behind the pack, but Kaijuk finds a line on the inside to pick up lead jammer status. Breaking through number 78, Destruction.
Chaos getting by Tempest Fugit there on the inside line, and now skates away, looking to score some points, but it's all about Kaijuk right now as she enters, exits, and scores 4 points that quickly in the pack. Folks, if you haven't headed over to the Green Monster booth, do so now. Don't be afraid of the scary-looking man sitting there in front of the Green Monster booth. He's more than willing to help you out with whatever you need. Check it on out. Green Monster, they've got antic wheels and crazy stuff over there to meet all your skating needs.
241 Painbow Fright being fielded for Rose City Rollers, going up against number 33 Aqua Knock You Out. Whistles blown, action starts. Painbow Fright final line on the inside, quick. Picks up lead jammer status. Hot on her heels, Aqua Knock You Out, putting the pressure on, forcing her to call off that jam.
Boy, did you see the look? You probably didn't, because she was staring right towards us. Now Aqua Knock You Out just staring daggers there. That looked like a showdown was about to happen had that jam not been called off.
That was definitely going to be a foot race. Right now we got number 115, Champagne, getting fielded by the Kitsap Derby Brats, going up against number 80, Tempest Fugit one more time for Rose City Rosebuds.
These girls showing an amazing amount of energy out here on the flat track, and it's really been all day long for both days. We've got Junior Derby on track 2 here going non-stop, and I'm here to tell you it is terrifying is the word I keep using to watch these girls skate. And what we're seeing right now is some terrifying roller derby with Little Bunny Bruise You taking care of business right at the front of this pack, just giving Champagne fits as she tries to get through. She does eventually break through now and is your lead jammer. But as we see, Tempest Fugit still not letting her skate away for free.
That's right, Champagne feeling the pressure, calls off the jam before Portland can put any points on the board.
And of course, these two teams, no strangers to each other. They have bouted time and time again. All of the Pacific Northwest Junior Derby Leagues have seen each other over and over again, so they know exactly what to expect. They know all their little tricks and moves. So
well,
neither one's able to get away with anything.
You know what they say, nothing like beating up on your friends, right?
Frenemies, is that the new thing
Frenemies,
now? Frenemies,
that's it. We got a 17-point deficit we're trying to come back from here as they field number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, Kitsap Derby Brats, but Painbow Fright's going to pick up the lead jammer status on this one. Break it loose quick on the inside line. Number 17, Jesus Feist, knocking 33, Aqua Knock You to the inside. She's going to have to cycle back before she gets through to get her initial pass.
Painbow Fright at the front of the pack and calling it off. And I tell you what, Rose City's putting on a clinic here. They are making some very heads-up plays, getting those jammers right through the pack, calling it off, just taking care of business. And they're not allowing Kitsap to have the opportunity to get those points back.
That's right. They've got this strategy. Get through, get lead jammer, get points on the board, and call it off quick. Right now we've got number 13, Hollypalooza, getting fielded by the Kitsap Derby Brats, going up against Kaijuk. The Rose City Rosebuds. Whistle's blown. Action starts. Holly face down, moving forward, trying to get through that pack. She's going to get passed up by Kaijuk, who's going to pick up lead jammer status on the outside track.
Holly Palooza hot on her heels, though. As they both skate away, the pack has sped up significantly here in their pace. What an amazing hit by Champagne, just kind of cutting across the axis there. That's going to force Kaijuk to call it off.
She calls it off, but not before Kitsap Derby Brats are able to put 3 points on the board.
Great second effort there, and this is what we see by these girls. Holly Palooza there not giving up anything until that fourth whistle blows. Junior Derby, man, they've got so much stamina out here and energy throughout the entire bout. It's just amazing to watch.
All right, once again, we got 33 Aqua Knock You Out being fielded against Tempest Fugit, number 80 by Portland Rosebuds. Who is it? The battle's on. It looks like Tempest is going to pick up lead jammer status. Aqua Knock You Out's going to put the pressure on, though. It's a foot race as they're both struggling to get the lead on that one. Aqua Knock You Out going to keep the pressure on number 80 Tempest Fugit.
Boy, Tempest Fugit just getting her shoulder on the inside there. Both of these jammers are fast skaters.
That's right. The speed of the pack even picks up. Trying to hold back the opposing jammer from putting any more points on the board, and it worked. 0 point change on that last jam.
The cameramen always love these bouts because they get a full workout the entire time, rotating that camera over, around, and around this flat track as quick as they can possibly do it.
Gonna get carpal tunnel. Number 84, Chaos, putting the star on Kitsap Derby Brats, going up against Jesus Feist, number 17, the Portland Rosebuds. Portland Rosebuds, once again, going to pick up lead jammer status. She's going to throw a hit on Chaos down here on turn 3 before she puts the gas on, trying to get some room in between the two to put some more points on the board.
Boy, just lined up that shot and then took it. Jesus Feist ramming into the back of that pack, calling it off. No points scored. Couldn't quite get around that blocker before the fourth whistle blew.
That was impressive, though. I mean,
it's all impressive. Are you kidding me?
The speed on their feet. And
my goodness. Makes me hungry. Makes me hungry for some hot dogs. I want to get further and further away from my youthful, energetic attitudes. I want to get me some hot dogs with some cheese, maybe some mustard. I think we could do that. Right on the outskirts of track 2 right here, there is a hot dog vendor willing to give you some nummy goodness.
That thumbs up indicates he's got some hot and fresh, too. As fresh as a hot dog can get.
That's what I like to hear.
All right, we got number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, getting fielded by the Kitsap Derby Brats, going up against, once again, number 17 and 1, Kaijuk. But this time around, Aqua Knock You Out's going to pick up lead jammer status with a huge lead right now. She's working hard to put some points on the board for the Kitsap Derby Brats. Blazing through that pack like they're standing still. She puts 4 on the board, excuse me.
Kaijuk now just entering the pack with a big pileup on turn 1. That's going to cost a couple of valuable seconds as she tries to get back up and at him, but Aqua Knock You Out is actually going to pass her and look for that inside line. She's actually smashing her way blocker by blocker through this pack.
She's skating with a vengeance, trying to put some more points on the board, but getting passed by the outside line. Kaijuk's going to put 4 up there.
Both of these jammers just trading blows here, it looks like, as the blockers for the Rose City Rosebuds get it together there and are able to stymie Aqua Knock You Out.
Rosebuds defense definitely put the pressure on that one. Aqua was forced to call off that jam. But not before she picked up 8 points for the Kitsap Derby Brats, chipping away at that deficit.
Aqua Knock You Out and I actually have the same hair color. It's just that I have a lot less of it.
We won't talk about that. Number 115 quickly getting hit to the inside of the track, giving Painbow Fright the opportunity to pick up that lead jammer status.
And skating away right now, Champagne beginning her scoring pass. Look at that, Gain Slayer, the last blocker to beat. But my goodness, KDB doing an excellent job of keeping up the pressure and forcing Painbow Fright to call it off. Still scored her points, but we had a danger of Champagne entering the back of the pack, and that wasn't going to stand for the Rosebuds.
We're already 19 minutes into this first half. There's only a 19-point deficit by KDB. That's one jam.
Junior Derby's they actually speed up time as well. Not only do they skate faster, they speed up time. Only 5 minutes in normal 40-year-old years have gone by. But yeah, 20 on the flat track.
Number 80, Tempest Fugit, being fielded by the Rose City Rosebuds. Skating up against number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, who once again breaks through on that outside line to pick up lead jammer status. Oh, and it looks like she might be enjoying a little power jam as number 80, Tempest Fugit, spends a little time in the penalty box.
Tell you what, this is exactly what the doctor ordered here with about 10 minutes left to go in the first period. Aqua Knock You Out really loves these power jams, and she's going to try and capitalize as much as she can, but my goodness, having fits trying to get through that pack. Instead, recycle to the back, has to do it all over again, but that's not a problem. 5 big points on the board for the girls in yellow.
Quick on her feet. She's able to get back in the pack, back on the track before she has to cycle too far back. Making a clean pass, picking up 5 more points. Another grand slam for Aqua Knock You Out. She's blowing away this deficit right now, bringing the score up to 33 as of yet.
4 points, and it may not even be that anymore, folks. I
believe that's a lead change. We've got 38 to 37, 1 point ahead. KDB bringing it back with Aqua Knock You Out.
Oh boy, look at this. I think we've got a 25-point jam thus far for Aqua Knock You Out and the girls in yellow. Looking from the penalty box, Tempest Fugit just has to look on and await to see what's going to happen here as Aqua Knock You Out just knocked out of bounds and has to be recycled. And here we go. The Derby gods now smile on the Rosebuds as we have a cutting the track called on Aqua Knock You Out. And now fortune shifts slightly onto the purple side of things. Tempest Fugit skating away unopposed offensively. 5 points on the board.
5 more up there for the Rose City Rollers. KDB's defense is going to really have to be strong right now to try and hold her back, to hold on to the points that they had. But it's not going to work on that one. Then she puts 5 more on the board, giving another lead change, 47 to 43. 47 to 43.
We don't math very good up here in the announcers booth.
47 to 47.
We just talk more gooder than other folks do. So it might be tied, actually.
I just know what they tell me. Let's call it a tie right now. But that was a 29-point jam by Aqua Knock You Out.
There we go. An official timeout is called. We're going to make sure in games this close, especially, we got to make sure everything's on the up and up. All the T's are dotted and the I's are crossed.
That's right. These referees, the people in the stripes, are going to make sure that everybody gets what they have coming to them. A point earned is a point kept.
Sounds oddly ominous, actually. I don't know if that was what you were going for, but I like it. Jesus Feist likes being on that jam line right now, and that's what she's doing. Takes off and attacks the back of that pack. Yellow wall lined up there, and she is your lead jammer.
Gain Slayer, last line of defense, trying to knock her to the outside down there on turn 1. Unable to do so. 17 blazes through, finds a line on the inside. Big pile up down there on turn 1. Looks like she's going to break through and pick up 4 points for the Rose City Rollers.
Once again, my goodness, see that move, pirouetting through the inside line of the pack. She's got that down pat, and that's good for a grand slam.
Aqua Knock You Out, trying to find a line to get through this pack right now. Looks like she's going to get a little help from her friends. Do a little pirouette herself. Last line of defense, number 89. Big Mac trying to hold her back. Gets pushing her to the inside. She's going to have to cycle back around the pack. In the meantime, Jesus Feist still trying to rack points up on the board. She's got a 9-point jam so far. She gets knocked to the outside. Going to have to cycle back behind the KDB defense.
And a penalty call means Aqua Knock You Out is going to get it. Well, almost got the ability to score some points. Only 2 on the board in that last pass for the girls in purple. And right now, with just under 7 minutes left to go, the score stands Rose City Rosebuds 58, Kitsap Derby Brats 47. A tight, close match here we're seeing. Neither team is giving anything away to the other.
So close, it's ridiculous. Right now we got number 13, Holly Palooza, getting fielded with a star on her helmet. Kitsap Derby Brats going up against number 241, Painbow Fright. We've seen this before. Painbow Fright trying to find her line on the inside track. Going up against that defense, number 247, Tally Whacker. She finds a window and breaks through to pick up that lead jammer status.
Pack now resetting. Oh my goodness, you see that jump of the apex by Painbow Fright. That's good for 4 points and ends the jam. Outstanding footwork by this junior roller derby league.
Speed and agility. She almost had to call that off in the air to make it any quicker. That was impressive. Putting her feet to the ground, putting 4 points up there. We got number 84 getting fielded right now. Chaos for the Kitsap Derby Brats going up against 1701 Kaijuk for the Rose City Rosebuds.
Chaos looking for that outside line. She finds it, and she is off to the races. Look at that speed skater go. Racing around that track. Meanwhile, stymied as she is at the back of the pack, Kaijuk is just now released and begins her scoring pass. Chaos with a big hit to the outside there. That looks like Jesus Feist giving her fits, and then a reciprocal hit, allowing Chaos to come back inside.
Chaos getting the hammer put to her by 17. Jesus Feist down on turn 2.
Shoulder to shoulder, cheek to cheek here. They're dancing out there, and Chaos decides, hey, it's time to call it off.
We may be seeing some technical difficulties down here, but right now we're looking at KDB with a 4-point jam on that one. Rose City Rosebuds putting up 1.
That's what we'd like to see. That was a little worrisome there to see Chaos down on the flat track. It looked like maybe just a problem with her boot.
Number 33, Aqua Knock You Out's the jammer fielded by KDB, and this power jam start is number 1701 Kaijuk spending a little time in the penalty box. She did a bad thing, and she's going to think about it. Right now, 33 Aqua Knock You Out's going to get cycled to the inside, finding a line on the outside. Looking for that lead jammer status. She makes her initial pass. Now she's going to try and put some points on the board to gain some footing on this 12-point deficit KDB's got from Rose City Rosebuds.
So last time we saw a power jam from KDB, they used it fully to their opportunity to not only tie up the score, but actually come back on top. And now it's Aqua Knock You Out all over again. We may be witnessing the same thing. History repeating itself.
Aqua Knock You Out looking for a line, blazing through, gets one hit, but she brushes it off and speeds through to pick up 5 more points for the Kitsap Derby Brats.
It's a 2-point difference right now, and I think that's not even true anymore, as Aqua Knock You Out skates right through that pack. Yeah, 66 points. Kitsap now up by 3 points.
That's right, that's a slight lead change, but we know how fast that can change. Aqua Knock You Out getting pushed around down here by 76 King Doom Hearts and number 89 Big Mac. Last line of defense. They're going to push her to the outside. She's going to have to recycle. They're going to make her work for it.
Pack got blown apart there a little bit. That opened the door for Kaijuk to get on through. Aqua Knock You Out, though, already doing enough damage, as there is 5 more points on the board, and there it is. She calls it off before Kaijuk can enter the pack.
2 minutes, 40 some odd seconds left in this first half. Just a slight lead change in that last jam with a 20-point jam by Aqua Knock You Out, bringing them to 71-63.
I'm sweating up here, man. This is a fast-paced derby bout right here that we're watching.
Like I said, there's nothing junior about it. I mean, this is such a close call, such fast-paced skating, so much impact. It's impressive to watch. All right, we got number 115, Champagne skating against Tempest Fugit, number 80 for the Rose City Rosebuds. Champagne going to move quick to pick up lead jammer status on the inside track.
Look at this, Tempest Fugit trying to get by Chrissy Carnage there. She does, and now begins her scoring pass.
Number 115, Champagne going to call it off. Coming up against the defense of Portland Rosebuds.
She's going to get... Fugit wanted a call on that.
She picked up 2 points in that jam before calling it off.
Looking to the refs. The refs, I tell you one thing that the officials love is they love it when the skaters call their own penalties. It makes everything go so much smoother.
There's definitely something to be said about honesty. All right. Right now we got number 84, Chaos, back out there. Going up against Jesus Feist for the Rose City Rosebuds. Jesus Feist and Chaos working it hard, trying to find a line. Chaos finding one on the inside track to pick up lead jammer status. But now it's a foot race. Jesus Feist putting the pressure on Chaos to try and get her to call off that jam or put some points on the board.
Stabby Gabby taking a heck of a hit there as she now skates around and right up to the front of the pack, though. These girls are tough and nothing slows them down. Amazingly, these hits would undoubtedly fell a normal mortal human being.
Did you say foul?
It's my word of the day.
I think you said foul. I'm not even going to go there. We got number 13, Holly Palooza, skating up against 241, Painbow Fright.
Any opportunity that I can take to sound like a semi-smart person with a fully functioning brain, I take it.
Painbow Fright getting dealt a big hit by Gain Slayer, allowing number 13, Holly Palooza, to break through to pick up that lead jammer status. We're working on the jam clock here. We got 1 minute and 42 seconds left in this jam. Holly Palooza is going to do what she can to put some points on the board. With 1 second left, that's it. We're at the half.
There it is, folks. Yeah, take a trip to the beer garden if you happen to be 21 and over and you need a little refreshment right now, or better yet, check out some of these vendor booths that are kind of winding up the show here, but you might be able to run over there and get yourself some great deals. I'm talking about all of the booths over here as well as the booths up front. Slaughter County Roller Vixens have a merch booth, and it's a fire sale, man. Everything must go. If it says Wild West Showdown 2014, you're going to want to buy it because it's not going to be around for very long. We'll see you back here in about 9.5 minutes. If you are tuning in online, don't be confused as to what you're seeing here. This is the warm-up for the next bout coming up. Bellingham Roller Betties versus the Rodeo City Roller Girls. But we are in the midst of a halftime here for the Kitsap Derby Brats versus the Rose City Rosebuds. We got to finish that bout up first. As it stands now, Rose City Rosebuds with 63 points. Kitsap Derby Brats, 80 points. We had a little bit of a comeback there for Kitsap Derby Brats.
That's right. Right about the last jam, last two jams, Kitsap Derby Brats came back, closing out that deficit and bringing up a new lead of 80 to 63. Impressive skating out here today.
Once again, I want to give some great big love to Blaze Streaming Media for coming out here, giving us both tracks so that we are not missing any roller derby. I know that's always a troubled situation here. We have to choose one track or the other, but this time, no, we'll just give you both tracks. Thank you, Blaze Streaming Media, for making this all possible.
And then about 40 seconds left in this halftime. Real quickly, let's go over the names of both teams one more time. Skating for the Kitsap Derby Brats D-Bombers, we have number 106, Allison Wonderslam, number 115, Champagne, number 13, Holly Palooza, 17, Red Rager, 247, Tally Whacker, 25, Quarter Pounder, 26, Gizmo, number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, number 5, Lil Mean Sunshine, 626, Chrissy Carnage, 71, Stabby Gabby, number 78, Destruction, 84 is Chaos, and 888 is Gain Slayer.
On the purple bench, it's Slamnesia, Jesus Feist, Kaijuk, Small Fox, Irreverent Pixie, Painbow Fright, Fatality, Bratmobile, Little Bunny Bruise You, Smacky Kennedy, Wikipedia, Wendigo Kill'em, King Doom Hearts, Rosemary's Baby, Tempest Fugit, Big Mac, Pain Forest, Root of All Evil, and Sunny Demolition. Those are the girls from Rose City.
Purple and yellow action out there. You know, my high school's colors were purple and yellow, believe it or not, so I feel right at home here. It's pretty impressive. Looks like starting out the first jam of the second half, we're going to field number 33, Aqua Knock You Out for the Kitsap Derby Brats, and number 241, Pain Bro Fright for the Rose City Rosebuds. The whistle's blown, action starts. Painbow Fright looking for a line, finding one on the inside. She's going to pick up lead jammer, maybe. Whistles being blown all over the place. Was that a false start?
Fake. We just wanted to know that you guys are all paying attention in the audience here. Where are my Kitsap Derby Brats fans?
Let's hear it for the KDB fans. Come on.
How about Rose City? Who made the dangerous trek all the way up here from Rose City to watch they girls skate?
I can hear them screaming at home. Yeah. It's pretty loud online right now. All right, once again, we got 33 Aqua Knock You Out. We're going to try this once again. Number 241, Painbow Fright. They're going to dance around this jammer line a little bit until somebody gets this jam going.
What we're seeing here is Rock purposefully trying to destroy this bout. Himself, trying to just wreck roller derby. That's what he does.
Last line of defense, Gain Slayer trying to hold back Painbow Fright, but she's going to break through to pick up that lead jammer status. Aqua Knock You Out, getting held back by Jesus Feist, but she's going to break through there for her initial pass.
Look at this pack take off. Are they sped up, actually? They don't get slower as the bout goes on. They speed up, and look at that. An amazing opportunity for Kitsap Derby Brats right there. 2 points on the board by an Aqua Knock You Out. 1 point for Painbow Fright.
Painbow Fright getting knocked down on turn one. Aqua Knock You Out taking full advantage of that. Putting a couple points on the board. Right now we got Chaos, number 84, getting out on the line for Kitsap Derby Brats, and number 80, Tempest Fugit. Going to put the star on for Rose City Rosebuds.
I want to hear a little something from my derby people on the wooden benches over there. Old school wooden benches. I want to hear some cheering from you people right now.
And that guy did a great job.
Couple splinters, no problem. Chaos says no problem to get in the lead jammer spot right now as she skates away.
Tempest Fugit's going to put the pressure on. This pack is speeding up, trying to hold Chaos back from putting any points on the board. The faster they skate, the harder it is for her to make a pass. She's coming up on that wall, seeing she can find a window of opportunity to break through and put 4 on the board, and she looks like she does it. And if she calls off that jam, going to hit it and quit it, putting 4 up there for the Kitsap Derby Brats. Looks like Tempest Fugit followed right behind her with 3 more points. That's a 1-point increase for Kitsap Derby Brats.
Getting ready to get the show on the road again for jam number 3 here in the second period. All kinds of time, just under 28 minutes left to go, as Rose City Rosebuds with 67 to Kitsap Derby Brats 86. And both those jammers are off. Look at that. Champagne with a great jump off the line, and she's your lead jammer right now. At the back of the pack, however, Jesus Feist is having a little bit of a hard time getting through that wall of yellow. Before the pack had even made a complete pass yet, Champagne is in and out of it with a big 5-point pass. And look at this, Jesus Feist with a parting shot shoulder check on Champagne. Not giving anything away for free there.
I love Champagne's response on that one, simply to call off the jam.
Yeah, with a smile and a wave, she does.
Oh, once again, we got a grudge match forming here. We got number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, going to skate against Kaijuk, number 1701 from the Rose City Rosebuds.
Exactly. When the girls fight, that's usually when my grandmother makes them sit on the couch and hold hands for a half an hour.
And watch Rainbow Bright. Number 33 looking for a line breakthrough on the inside track. She's faced up against a 2-wall by the Portland Rosebuds. Looks like she's going to try and break through, getting pushed to her limits. Going to have to cycle back around. Come back in behind the pack. No lead jammer assessed yet, but now Aqua Knock You Out, number 33, finds line on the inside, picks up lead jammer status.
Kaiju breaks through the pack and begins her scoring pass now. Kitsap Derby Brats enjoying a slight pack advantage now, although I don't know that it's making that big of a difference out here. I mean, look at the physicality going on out here with Tempest Fugit at the back of the pack.
Aqua Knock You Out, calling it off. She sees Kaiju coming up. Good strategic move on her part. That way Portland's not, Rose City's not able to put any points on the board.
That's a team timeout for Rose City. Team timeout. On your way around the venue tonight, don't forget to check out the Washington Health Plan Finder booth on Track 1. Just to the side of Track 1 there, Washington Health Plan Finder. They've got the hilarious poster there of the man attempting to dive into the water from his motorboat. I gotta say, that catches my eye every single time. They are giving away free posters, and I believe the raffle is over that they were running, but in either case, check them out. If you need yourself some health insurance, that's the place to go. They will work with you and do whatever it takes to get you some health insurance. They don't want anybody going uninsured. Everybody stay healthy out there. Washington Health Plan Finder. That's wahealthplanfinder.org.
Just a quick reminder, too, there's plenty of roller derby happening here tonight. It's not over after this bout. We got the Rainier Roller Girls versus Ark Valley High starting at 5:45. That's happening on Track 1 right now. Bellingham Roller Betties versus Rodeo City Roller Girls coming up right after this. And Lava City Roller Dolls versus the Emerald City Roller Girls starting at 7:30 on Track 1. Plenty of stuff still happening here at the Wild West Showdown.
Painbow Fright and Hollypalooza. Now, I'll be honest, I'm more of a Teddy Ruxpin guy. But Painbow Fright, of course, making her presence felt out there on the flat track, as she is now your lead jammer for the girls in purple.
Painbow quickly found a line on the inside track to pick up that lead jammer status. Hollypalooza getting pushed around a little bit by number 17, Jesus Feist, for the Rose City Rosebuds.
Painbow Fright, just unstoppable on the flat track there. Skates through for 4 points, decides to call it off. And Rose City is squeaking their way closer to this score, with the Kitsap Derby Brats holding a lead, 94 points to Rose City 71. We've still got 25 minutes left to go in legal play.
25 minutes and 23 points. We got number 80, Tempest Fugit, stepping up against 84, Chaos out there. Whistle's blown and the action starts. Chaos looking to find a line, going to the inside, finding a wall of two people. We got number 423, Fatality, holding her up. She's going to break through the wall and pick up that lead jammer status.
Trading blockers into the penalty box now as Big Mac goes to take a seat. Rose City now outnumbered in the pack, and that's what Chaos likes to see as she does the chicken dance on her way out of bounds there to her own bench. Not scoring any points, though. Trying her darndest to call it off before Rose City could get any points on that board.
Pack advantage going to Kitsap Derby Brats right now, as we've got two of the blockers for Rose City sitting in the penalty box at the start of this jam. We've got number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, getting fielded by the Kitsap Derby Brats, going up against 1701, Kaiju, one more time. 33 quickly getting knocked to the inside by number 241, Painbow Fright. She's getting thrown all over that track out there, while Kaiju looks for the outside line, finds it, and picks up lead jammer status.
Aqua Knock You Out trying to get through Jesus Feist up there on Root of All Evil. And they have to let her go as the pack is split up, and she does pirouette her way around that last line defense and begins her scoring pass.
Kaiju being held back right now by number 71, Stabby Gabby. Number 888, Gain Slayer, but she's going to break through, pick up some points, call it off.
Just 4 points there for Rose City, but 4 points is good enough to knock that score difference down just a little bit.
Chipping it away and calling it off, putting them on the board, calling off the jam before KDB was able to put points on the board. That's how they started out this bout. And they gained a pretty successful lead by doing so. Right now we got number 115, Champagne, going up against number 81, Little Bunny Bruise You. Champagne looking to find a line. Getting bumped around as the last line of defense by number 80, Tempest Fusion, before she picks up that lead jammer status. KDB defense, Tallywhacker trying to knock her to the inside, but Little Bunny Bruise You finds an inside line to get her initial pass out of the way.
Fast pack once again. What are we seeing here? Champagne is trying to make contact with the pack that is just skating away from her. And she does call it off. We'll see. She did score a couple points. That's good for 2 for Champagne. Waiting all the way up to that 4th whistle. And looks like we did get 1 point answering back by Little Bunny Bruise You with an amazing second effort.
21 and some change left in this bout. We've got a 20-point game. This is pretty impressive. Starting on the first half, Rose City came out hard, putting small amounts of points on the board, but calling off the jam before the Kitsap Derby Brats were able to come back with any. Kitsap Derby Brats, towards the end of the last half, were able to put a whole bunch of points on the board. And in the second half, it's all-out war. 241 Paintball Bright picking up that lead jammer status right now.
You'd better believe that. Chaos, meanwhile, getting some fits, trying to get by Wendy Go Kill 'em. And she does finally just break by that last line defense, but gets knocked in bounds. Or, sorry, out of bounds, rather. And has to recycle and do it all over again. Jesus Feist now giving her fits, trying to get on that outside line. And Painbow Fright decides she's just going to go ahead and call it off, as she wasn't having much luck either at the back of that pack.
Chipping away at that deficit. They put up 8 points. Rose City puts up 8 points in that last jam. Bringing it 96-84. Kitsap Derby Brass. We're going to field number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, against, it looks like, 1701, Kaijuk. The whistle's blown. Action starts. Number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, finds a line on the inside. Looks like she's going to get a back block penalty assessed. Spent a little time in the sin bin. In the meantime, Kaijuk's having a hard time breaking through that Kitsap Derby Brats defense to make her initial pass.
Boy, if ever there was an opportunity, now's the time for Rose City. They're going to want to get Kaijuk through that pack as quickly as possible, and that was a lucky play there, as she does make her way through that pack and begins to skate away. Quarter pounder had the hit, but instead Kaijuk got her way through, juking, as it were, her way through. Now looking for that outside line, but instead running into a wall of yellow.
Looks like Raven and number 247, Tallywhacker. One of the last lines of defense there, trying to hold her back, but she's going to break through and pick 5 more points up for the Rose City Rosebuds.
6 points. Or no, I'm sorry. Pardon my math. 7 points separating these two teams, and we're going to see what it ends up with at the end of this jam as Kaiju calls it off. I believe it's 4 more points on the board for the girls in purple, and it's back to a 3-point bout with just under 19 minutes left to play. These two teams are just battling it out. Every single point earned is a hard-fought war.
3 points separating these two. Skilled athletes out on the track right now. These women are just putting it to the floor, giving it all. Giving all they got to this bout. Number 80 is the sole jammer on the floor. She's going to start this out in a power jam situation. She's looking to pick up lead jammer quick, which she does on the outside. Close behind her, those Aqua Knock You Out as she's released from the penalty box. Getting through that defense. Kitsap Derby Brats now looking to wall up and hold back. Number 80, Tempest Fugit, from putting any points on the board. The speed is definitely picking up out here on the track, ladies and gentlemen.
It absolutely is, man. It's been nothing but hot out here, though. I don't know if we can say that it's getting getting any hotter out here on the flat track because they started just flaming up this flat track. And I tell you what, man, they are not slowing down. The further we get into this bout, I think they're actually speeding up.
We got number 13, Holly Palooza, skating against number 241, Painbow Fright. We got 1 point differentiating these two. Right now, they're going to be fighting for everything they can out there. Painbow Fright pushing her way through that defense of the Kitsap Derby Brats. Looks like Gain Slayer is going to be the last line of defense on this one. Tries to knock it to the outside, but Painbow Fright's going to pick up that lead jammer status. Holly Palooza quick on her feet, getting through the defense of the Rose City Rosebuds. Painbow Fright getting hit to the inside on turn 2. She's going to call off that jam. Not before Kitsap Derby Brats picks up 2 points. That's 2 points all around.
I want to take some time now to mention Fast Girl Skates. I see Jen over there kind of picking some stuff up. This is the perfect time while she's tearing down her thing. I want to buy one skate wheel with a bag of pennies. So this is the perfect time for that. If you are in the mood for that, go over there and ask her if that's possible.
That's right. If you haven't got anything from Fast Girl Skates yet, I'd rush on over and have her stop what she's doing and see if you can pick something up right now. We got number 84 Chaos out there going up against Jesus Feist, number 17. Looks like Gain Slayer sends Jesus Feist to the outside, giving Chaos enough time to pick up that lead jammer status.
Look at this, Jesus Feist on the outside. There's 2 blockers to beat, and that is a crazy KDB sandwich they just put her in. But Jesus Feist is unfazed on that inside line. She skates away looking to score some points for Rose City. It's a 1-point match, folks. Well, I spoke too soon. It's not a 1-point match anymore, but it's still close. Trust me.
That's right. Chaos just puts 4 more points up for the Kitsap Derby Brats. She earned it flying through that defense of the Rose City Rosebuds. Gain Slayer putting a big hit to Jesus Feist down here on turn 3, giving Chaos the opportunity to blaze through to pick up another 5 points. That's a grand slam. Looks like Gain Slayer's going to get a penalty assessed. She's going to spend a little time in the penalty box. That's going to even out the defense on the track. Big pile up down there on turn 2 as Jesus Feist trying to weave her way through the defense of the Kitsap Derby Brats. Chaos finding a line on the inside. She's going to call it off as she gets hit with a defensive block by 17-1 Kaijuk.
Kitsap Derby Brats extending their lead slightly here with a 13-point jam. As it stands now, 111 for Kitsap Derby Brats to 100 for the Rose City Rosebuds. Just under 15 minutes left to play, folks. It's a barn burner.
That is insane. With this amount of time left in the bout, only 11 points separate these two. Such a low penalty game, too. We've got number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, going up against number 80, Tempest Fugit. Aqua Knock You Out quickly finding a line to the inside, picking up that lead jammer status, while Tempest Fugit's being held back by Tally Whacker and Quarter Pounder from the Kitsap Derby Brats.
Aqua Knock You Out trying to do whatever she can. Does a little hop, skip, and a jump and makes it on that outside line. That's going to be good for 4 points for Kitsap Derby Brats. But here comes Tempest Fugit right up to the front of that pack, giving some hip checks back and forth and to and fro. Looks like she's trying to get by Quarter Pounder on the front there, and she does make it on the outside. That's 4 points. But answering back with 4 points of her own, Aqua Knock You Out, hot on her heels.
Looks like Aqua's putting the pressure on Tempest Fugit. Tempest is just holding her back. She's like, you know what, I'm going to switch out to defense. Let's see how fast you can skate with me right in front of you.
Both these jammers just about neck and neck. Tempest Fugit leading the way, though. And she makes contact with the pack as Aqua Knock You Out ends up in a slight problem there. It may have been a back block, and that's going to send her to the box, which opens the door wide open here for Tempest Fugit and the rest of the girls in purple.
With about this close, what you don't want to see is a power jam situation. You put these girls in a power jam situation with only 15 points separating the two. That could be a lead change. Looks like we've got a penalty being assessed to Tallywhacker, number 247 by the Kitsap Derby Brats. And I believe what we just saw was a star pass, a successful star pass to the Rose City Rosebuds. Active jammer now being number 97, Root of All Evil.
I want to thank the Rose City Rosebuds for doing the star pass right in front of the announcer's table. That makes it way easier if you do things in front of us where we can see them happen. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
We like to call those fancy moves, and it's easier if you do it because we're getting older. Our sight's going out. You know.
I can't really even see much further beyond this table. I'm going to be honest with you right now.
It's all a guessing
I'm just
game.
calling it by guesswork at this point.
We got number 241, Painbow Fright, going to step up to the line. She's going to start this out in a power jam situation as Aqua Knock You Out's going to spend a little bit of time in the penalty box at the start of this jam. Channing's messing me up.
A little bit of a light pack here. Rose City leaving it all up to their jammer, and that might come back to bite him here. Champagne recycling Painbow Fright all the way back to where she started, the jam line. It looks like she may have knocked her just out of bounds again, and yeah, I think she did. That's going to be a cut in the track call, and that opens up the door for Aqua Knock You Out, and the girls in yellow, big shoulder check as she enters the pack, though. Pain Forest, laying the pain down. Oh, and look at what we got now. We've got Aqua Knock You Out going to take another trip to the sin bin for cutting the track. And fortune smiles once again on Rose City as they try and chip away at this score. It is a close bout. 7 points separating these two teams. Is it me? Is it me that's causing it? I'm jinxing it, aren't I? Every time.
Maybe we need to stop calling out these penalties. I screwed up. I want to apologize right off the bat for saying this was a low penalty bout. Right now we got Aqua Knock You Out breaking through to pick up her initial pass. She's going to work on getting some points on the board for the Kitsap Derby Brats right now. She's skating unopposed as Painbow Fright is in the penalty box, serving some time for a back block or a cut track penalty.
Or whatever. It's time for everything. Okay.
It's hard to keep track. There's been so many in the last 32 seconds.
You got that right.
Aqua Knock You Out did put up 5 more points on the board for the Kitsap Derby Brats, bringing that to a 10-point jam, I believe.
Hollypalooza donning the yellow star, but not before we take an official review timeout. Rose City wants to talk things over with the officiating staff. We're going to have an official review of just what the heck is going on. I want to remind you guys that there are Girl Scouts here right now selling cookies. If you're like me, you like to sit in the corner and shamefully tear through an entire box of tag-alongs all on your own, you're going to want to do that right now. Buy some of those cookies from these Girl Scouts, and guess what? These Girl Scouts might just turn out to be some junior roller derby girls later, so you might be making some connections that could pay off in just a few short years. I'm talking about the Girl Scouts of America, set up just at the entrance to the beer garden over there below the mezzanine. Get some of those cookies.
They're addictive. You know that. You know, I started out as a Thin Mint kind of guy, and then I moved on to Samoas, and now I discovered those little lemony ones. You know, the lemon with the powdered sugar and the.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
I don't know what they're called. I think they're called gaining 5 pounds at a time. Out of control for me. I think that's what they're called.
You don't get this figure from saying no to Girl Scout cookies. You know what I mean? I done past the 6-pack and went straight for the keg, if you know what I'm saying.
I prefer to be called Rubenesque, I think. That's what I'm going for.
I'm working on rotund. That's the feature I'm looking for.
I like it.
Boy, we've been going neck and neck in the second half. Right now we're looking at 129 to 112. KDB was able to increase their lead slightly in that last jam, putting 10 points on the board to the Rose City Rosebuds 0. So we're looking at a 17-point deficit right now by the Rose City Rosebuds. This kind of action doesn't happen every day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in at home.
Better believe it, yeah. We love to be able to give you guys both these tracks streaming here. That is just fantastic that we could do that. What's Chaos talking about? Chaos is Trying to say things.
Oh,
or
hi,
something.
Chaos. How you doing?
It's weird sign language.
The
I
whole
don't
KDB
understand.
team is now waving, saying hi. That's good. It's good to fill the air. Oh, look at the little smiles. It's great.
That's the shot. That's the cover shot that Chaos just gave us for, Junior Derby Magazine today. Nice. Yeah, that's it. Right there.
All smiles out here today.
Yeah.
Nothing but fun.
Gaines Slayer, of course, photobombing every opportunity over and over again. There we go. That's what I like to see.
Ladies, the camera's that way. Just FYI. The camera is to your left. It looks like the Rose City Rosebuds were contesting the back block call. However, 2 officials did see that back block happen, so the call will stand. All right, looks like that action's just about to get started. Right now we've got Hollypalooza number 1-3. Only jammer on the field. That means that she's going to start this jam out in a power jam situation as Painbow Fright's going to finish up her penalty in the penalty box. Breaking through quick to pick up that lead jammer status on the outside track. Hollypalooza.
Just under 10 minutes to go in this Kitsap Derby Brats power jam. Hollypalooza gets by fatality there on the outside line and skates away with 5 points on the board. Kitsap Derby Brats extending their lead.
That's right. Pack advantage going to KDB right now. Oh, looks like Hollypalooza is going to get a back block penalty assessed just as Painboy Bright is released from the penalty box. So Hollypalooza will spend that full minute in that penalty box.
Got to tell you, if you've got a power jam, you want Painbow Fright out there doing her thing, and she does do her thing on the inside line. Look at that, throwing points up onto the board. That's five valuable points right now with under about 9 minutes left to go.
At this point in the game, they definitely want to be putting as many up there as they can. Skating unopposed in a power jam situation. She's going to do what she can to get as much up there as possible, but she does get a cut track penalty. She's going to spend a little time in the sin bin, sending out Hollypalooza. So as soon as she enters the penalty box and sits down, Hollypalooza will complete her penalty and be released.
Boy, that was Gaines Slayer there with a great opportunistic hit. Just got Painbow Fright's skate out of bounds. I mean, that was as close as it gets. But what timing there. And now we see Hollypalooza back in legal play, trying to get through this pack of purple. I'm going to say that as often as I can.
Bratmobile, last line of defense on that one, trying to hold her back. It looks like she's going to be assessed for a penalty. Spend a little time with her teammate in the penalty box as Hollypalooza breaks through and calls off the jam.
3 points at the end there for Hollypalooza before the end. That was a 13-point jam to 5 for Rose City.
Increasing their lead to 142 to 117. Kitsap Derby Brats.
Quick last-minute change there to get Aqua Knock You out onto the jam line. For the girls in yellow, they're going to enjoy this power jam here. We'll see what they make of it. Aqua Knock You out, smashing into the back of that pack, which is then immediately split up, and they've got to let her go on by, and she skates away.
Quick to get that initial pass out of the way. Now she's moving her feet to put points on the board. Flying through and almost losing it on turn 1, but she recovers quickly to pick up 5 points. That's a grand slam.
Invisible blockers, man.
There's a bubble out there. All right, she breezes through 3 of the 4 blockers out there, but getting held up by the pivot. She does a little pirouette to put 5 more on the board. Another grand slam for Aqua Knock You out.
Here we go. No longer a power jam. Tempest Fugit skating away, trying to get some of those points back for her team. But Aqua Knock You Out says, not this time. 1 point and then calls it off.
Looks like Rose City Rosebuds are going to put 2 points on the board, and I believe KDB is going to put 2 up as well.
You just like to make me look foolish, don't you? I say it's 1, you say it's 2. Fine. One of us always lies, one of us always tells the truth. That's what I want you to know right now.
Which one is it? We've got number 115 Champagne on the line going up against 17-1 Kaijuk for the Rose City Rosebuds. Champagne trying to get through that defense, but Kaijuk finds a line on the outside of the track, picks up lead jammer status. They're falling down all over the place back there. Looks like Quarter Pounder's going to be assessed for a penalty. Champagne breaks through that defense to get her initial pass out of the way.
Just under 6 minutes left to go. Remember, there's a whole nother bout after this, which means you've got time to get yourself one of those amazing chili bread bowls from the Salad Shack over there. They would love to serve you one of those. Get that in your tummy.
I've heard the chili bread bowl described as scrumtralescent, which is so good, there's no word in the English language to describe it.
That is an exquisite word, man. I love it.
Number 33, Aqua Knock You Out. Donna the Star once again for the Kitsap Derby Brats. She's going to skate against number 97, Root of All Evil. Root of All Evil getting knocked around a little bit by Gain Slayer down here on the turn 1. In the meantime, Aqua Knock You Out trying to find a line on the outside, but she's getting held up by number 89, Big Mac. Big Mac has to let her go. Number 33, Aqua Knock You Out picks up the lead jammer status. She's going to control the pace of this jam.
Root of All Evil rotating back behind Gain Slayer and then entering legal play. But meanwhile, at the front of the pack, 5 points for Aqua Knock You Out with a big grand slam there. And this is what KDB likes to see in the closing moments of every bout. They want to run the score away if they can.
Chrissy Carnage, last line of defense, trying to hold back Root of All Evil. She has to let her go, though. In the meantime, number 33, Aqua Knock You Out, is in a foot race, trying to get around this track, put some more points on the board. That's going to be 4 more for the Kitsap Derby Brats.
Root of All Evil looking to do whatever she can, but causing a little bit of confusion there. Actually left the door open for Aqua Knock You Out to skate through just about untouched through that pack. 5 points on the board, but traded with 4 points for Root of All Evil. Thus ends this jam. We are just under 4 minutes to go. As it stands, Kitsap Derby Brats 172 points to the Rose City Rosebuds 126, and Rose City is going to want to take a break to think about things. Team timeout, purple.
Sometimes that's all it takes. A quick team timeout, time to regroup, get your strategy together, and see what you can do about chopping down this deficit. Right now we're only looking at not even 50 points, 48, 46 points deficit between these two teams. That's easily two jams.
Absolutely. There is plenty of time left on the clock to make this happen. Folks, have you guys met Chris Hunter? Chris Hunter, the hardest working man in show business.
Do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Never pay attention to that. That'll end up badly for everybody. Thank you, Wiz. Giving me a little bit of love from the flat track. I love that. Totally legal, too, because he's of age, I'm of age. We're consenting. It's no big deal.
All right, looks like we've got a couple seconds left before the start of this jam. We're fielding number 84, Chaos, for the Kitsap Derby Brats against 80, Tempest Fugit. For the Rose City Rollers, whistles blown and the action starts. 80 looking for a line on the inside. She's getting faced up against number 13. Ollie Palooza going to hold her back. But Chaos, number 84, finds a line on the inside, picks up lead jammer status, closely followed by number 80. She's forced to call off that jam.
Chaos not about to do battle like that. She says, nope. Aqua Knock You Out back on that jam line. I'd like to see a ratio of how many minutes within this hour Aqua Knock You Out has been jamming. It's got to be a lot.
Does she even notice, though? That's the question.
She's going up against Jesus Feist, who gets a great jump off the whistle there. and smashes through that pack before turn one even begins. That's your lead jammer for Rose City Rosebuds.
Payne Forrest was able to throw a big shoulder into Aqua Knock You Out, holding her back long enough for Jesus Feist to pick up lead jammer status.
Jesus Feist, with a little help from her friends, gets back to the front of that pack quickly and then back down on the floor and calling it off.
Meeting that last line of defense is Stabby Gabby by the Kitsap Derby Brats. She's forced to call off that jam.
3 points on the board, though. Anything helps. I'll tell you what, right now. And right now it's Kaijuk trying to help her team along to tighten up this score right now. She's going up against Champagne.
Just under 2 minutes left in this bout. It's a close one. Like I said, 2 power jams, and they could come back for the lead. Right now we've got Kaiju trying to find a line on the outside, meeting up against Quarter Pounder. Last line of defense.
A couple penalties are going to send blockers from both teams respectively to the box.
In the meantime, number 115, Champagne picks up lead jammer status. Kaiju's breaks through, gains Slayer as the last line of defense to get her initial pass.
Boy, look at that. Champagne opening the door herself, just smashing through the center of that pack. 4 points on the board for the girls in yellow as she skates away now. Kaijuk, meanwhile, just looking for that hole that she can squeeze through, and she finds it on the inside. 4 points for the girls in purple.
Well, that was impressive. Big hit dealt by Gain Slayer to Kaiju. Kaiju just takes it, slightly rolls to the left, but that doesn't slow her down at all as she blazes through to get her initial pass out of the way. We got 4 more points on the board for 115 Champagne.
Both of these jammers skating away here. And there was another big hit there, and Champagne says, all right, that's it. We're calling this one off. And we've got a team timeout, Rosebuds. They are going to try and use up every little bit of this clock that they can get. As we see right now, 30 seconds left on the clock. That time may be slightly adjusted. We'll see what happens with the head timekeeper. But right now, it's Kitsap Derby Brats leading with 183 points to Rose City's 137. Now, this is still doable. I have seen far crazier things happen. Remember, folks, it's not just the period clock we're talking about. You've got the entire jam clock that goes far beyond the end of the period clock, and that's the time that we're looking at here. 2 minutes to score that many points. I've seen it happen before.
Especially in junior derby, 46 points, that's easily a power jam. These girls do 2.5, 3 second laps.
Yeah, that's for sure. Definitely some fast-paced derby going on. There's derby going on track 1 right now as well. Remember, this is not the end of this tournament by any means. We've still got some more derby coming at you. We'd love to finish off the night with everybody here, and there's also the after party to consider at McLeod's.
All right, this last jam, we're going to have number 80, Tempest Fugit, going against number 33, Aqua Knock You Out. Aqua Knock You Out getting thrown to the inside by number 423, Fatality, giving Tempest Fugit the opportunity to pick up lead jammer status, so she's going to be able to control this and call it off whenever she wants to. I got a feeling she's going to try to put as many points on the board before the end of this jam.
Jesus Feist takes an early break from the bout, going to sit down, think things over. Meanwhile, 4 points on the board for the girls in purple, and we're seeing a very fast pack here skating away as Rose City is trying to do whatever they can to fix this lead that Kitsap Derby Brats have. Meanwhile, Aqua Knock You Out working in direct opposition to that theory with 5 points on the board.
Official clock has run down. We are working on the jam clock right now. 23rd jam in this bout, or in this second half with 1 minute left. These girls going to be putting as many points up there as you can. Fast-paced action right here. Aqua Knock You Out getting knocked to the inside down on turn 1. She's going to cycle back around, try to weave her way through, pick up some more points before this whistle gets blown in 53 seconds.
Tempest Fugit here, the jammer for purple, trying to do whatever she can to get those points on the board, being recycled to the back of the pack, but Aqua Knock You Out having an even worse time of it. as she is recycled all the way to the back. That's Pain Forest.
Aqua knock you out, picking up 5 points. Final line on the inside after she gets recycled back. Putting 5 more up on the board for KDB. But, I'm sorry, number 80, Tempest Fugit, blazing through on the outside to pick up another 4 points for the Rose City Rollers.
Tempest Fugit now entering the pack. And on the outside, almost untouched, as she is 4 points on the board for Rose City. As Aqua Knock You Out now goes up against Jesus Feist, and that's the end, ending in a hug, as every bout should do.
That's right. That just goes to showmanship. Show the showmanship that's out here right now. These girls all fought it out, putting the wheels to the floor and sweat on their brow. 196 to 157 is the unofficial final score. Looking at Kitsap Derby Brats in the lead. Why don't y'all join us down here on the track? Give these two teams a little bit of Derby love.
Exactly. Who here loves Pacific Northwest Junior Roller Derby as much as we do? That's what we want to hear, folks.
That's right.
Some amazing bouting. We're hearing some thank yous and some Derby love shout outs between both of these teams that just had an epic battle out here on the flat track. Again, we're waiting for the official word here on the score. We've got to make sure everything's on the up and up, double checking the paperwork, getting those calculators out.
Numbers will be tallied. Every point earned will be given. Once again, if you're at home watching this, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to Blaze Media, my favorite place to watch roller derby online. And it looks like our official final score is going to be 196 Kitsap Derby Brats to 157 Rose City Rosebuds. Let's give it up for them, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some noise for the Rose City Rosebuds. I know you hate to hear it, but this is the future of roller derby.
Yes, well played, well played. Well, thank you, Norwegian Persuasion.
I want to thank you, Double Up Buck, for having me out here.
Right on, we're going to hand over the reins here. We've got another bout coming up right at you. That's going to be the Bellingham Roller Betties versus the Rodeo City Roller Girls. Stay tuned, folks, just a little bit.